Hey everybody, Peekle here, and today we're going to be doing another Hollow Knight tier list, this one for the areas of the game. Now, obviously Hollow Knight is a big map, lots of places, lots of things to do, places to go, things to see, and it's all separated into the main areas of the game, of course, and they're all really interesting, and we're going to see if we can rank them. So, first off, let's start at just kind of go in order here. I'll kind of fix them as we go along. But we have Dirtmouth. Now, Dirtmouth is the starting, right when you get to the beginning of the game, is where you go. Yeah, it's just where you go at the beginning, and when you first drop down, you're going to be in Dirtmouth, and Elderbug's here, and obviously your monster if you don't talk to him and give him the flower. You gotta give him the flower, or else you're awful. And there's Sly here. Sly will sell you all your items. There's the Baffinata lady. It's the tram, there's Zote, and, Bretta. And then obviously over here is the lady that no one cares about. But, yeah, it's a pretty good area. I wouldn't say it's amazing, obviously, because, there's not a ton going on here, other than just, some NPCs. But, yeah, I like it. I like the feel of it. It really conveys the, this is a town that's kind of abandoned. You can see all the houses in the background. Not many people live here. And I'm gonna put Dirtmouth at either A or B. I'm gonna say a B tier because there's not much going on. It's just a small area. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Anyway, I guess let's move back to let's go to Howling Cliffs. All right, yeah, here at Howling Cliffs, this is the area that's at the beginning of the game. When you start, you're at King's Pass, which is a small part of it, but later you can go to the rest of the area. And it's just kind of this. You got the lanterns, the lamps from Dirtmouth, only there are enemies and stuff. And it does go down. This is the very top, but if you look on the map, hold up. Yeah, it's here, and this is where you can get a couple items and stuff. And there's also Hidden Stag Station, and it connects to Green Path. So honestly, I'm just gonna say I'm not a massive fan of this area. There's not a lot going on. I really only ever come here for Matto, just to get, I forget which one of the slashes it is, but nail arts, and that's all I really do. And then obviously Joni's Blessing. But other than that, there's just not much here, It's just kind of filler. The Gorb's here, of course. We love Gorb. The Great Mind. But yeah, that's really it. And for that, I'm gonna put Howling Cliffs at a D tier, honestly. Alright, next up is Crossroads. Now, Crossroads, obviously on this character, it is Infected Crossroads, and I'm just gonna base it on that, just because I don't want to switch. But it's, one of the main first areas of the game that you go to, and it's not bad. I like it. There's, on the map, it's a big area. It's kind of a loop, and there's a lot of things to do here, and it's fun. Obviously you have Salubra, which you can go see, and she sells you the charms, and then there's like, Gruz Mother and stuff. And yeah, it's not bad. I like it. I think it's quite a good area for the beginning of the game because there's lots to do. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this is just in the demo of the game, but there are enough mask shards where if you want, you can go get your full first mask, extra mask. If you one of them is Malik, and then the Grubs, and then I forget the other ones. But yeah, there's the one up there, and then the other one. But yeah, it's here, and it's good. It's where you get Sly. A lot of things go on here, and so for that, I'm gonna put Crossroads at an A. It's not astounding. It's not an S tier, but it's good nonetheless. It's a good area. Green Path. Now, Green Path, I just want to start by saying it's just such a pretty area. I mean, if you look at this, there's just so much going on in the background. It's just so detailed, and I love it. It's very artistically pleasing area, and it's one of the first areas you go to. It's where you meet Hornet and fight her for the first time, which is just such a great fight in its own. Maybe we'll do a boss fight tier list next. But It's just good, and there's a lot to do here. You can go to later in the game. You know, you keep coming back. And there's the Nail Master, Stone Sanctuary with the Hunter when you're trying to complete the journal. And you know, I've never complained. It's another thing. It's not like long and boring like some areas. I've never complained about Green Path. Like maybe when you're going along this bottom area here, it can get a bit annoying sometimes. But you know, I've never thought, oh man, I wish I could get out of Green Path. You know, good music, good area. I like the vibe. It's just kind of chill, relaxed. It's a good place when you first play the game. It's a really calming area. And for that reason, I'm gonna put Green Path. For now I'm gonna put an A tier, but this is bordering. This is top of A tier. This is almost S tier. And next we're gonna go on to Fungal. Here at Fungal, Queen Station is another great looking area. And as we go out, you can see, you know, this is kind of the thing with the wastes, Fungal. It's just kind of a sprawling, you know, area with all this stuff, and I like it. I like it a lot. Like most areas, I don't think it's annoying or anything, and I love the music. The music of Fungal is one of like my favorite parts about it. But I will say, it's kind of repetitive. It's not like there's not a ton going on here. If you look, it's just kind of, you know, mushrooms and mushrooms and mushrooms, which it's not bad, you know. I don't dislike the area, but it's a little, not bland. You get what I'm saying, right? It's kind of, I'm just gonna run into that. It's kind of similar. It kind of all blends together. I think Fungal, I kind of just think of the same area, and you never really spend a ton of time here. And I'm gonna put Fungal Waste at a C tier. Next up, we have the Resting Grounds. Now, I'm not a massive fan of Resting Grounds. You know, I think you don't really come here for much stuff other than when you get the Dream Nail, and then to talk to the Moth Lady to get all the essence things until she disappears. And then obviously there's the Spirit Glade or whatever it's called, and then Grey Mourner. But other than that, you never really, you know, there's nothing great about this. There's no reason to come back other than, you know, obviously the Moth, the Seer. Yeah, that's her name. But yeah, nothing too crazy going on here. So I'm gonna put Resting Grounds at, this is another C tier. Actually, no, this is a D tier. It's better than Cliffs, but it's not great. And I'm just gonna say right now, I really enjoy City of Tears. I think it's a good area, and it's you know, it's big, it's sprawling, and I can still remember just like the first time you come here, there is just so much, and it is just so, you know, the expanse is just so big that it was really intimidating. Like when I first got here, I was running around down here, and I'm like, oh my god, this is big. You know, I'm gonna spend a lot of time exploring this, and you do spend a lot of time in City of Tears because you go to Soul Sanctum first, and then you come back and do Watcher Nights for Lurien, or I forget which one it is. Yeah, it's Lurien, I think. But and I like it. The music's good. There's obviously Pleasure House and stuff. It's a big area, probably biggest in the yeah. If we zoom out here, oh, that's the wrong button. Yeah, it's probably the biggest area on the map. And, you know, for good reason. There's a lot of stuff. It connects to a lot of places. It's right in the center of the map. And I like it. I'm a fan of it. I like the style. And you do keep coming back, which is a big thing. It has a significance as an area. A bottom of A tier. Yeah. Waterway obviously connects to Royal Waterways. It's the sewers underneath, and this is where you fight, you know, Dung Defender, and you get Yzma's Tear and stuff, and obviously Godhome, which is very important. You'll be spending a lot of time there. However, I think that's right there to the crux of the matter. The only main thing I ever did in Waterways, which obviously you come and do Dung Defender, but that was pretty quick, and then you never come back, is just getting to Godhome. It was always just like an annoyance that was in my way to get there. Like, oh, you know, I'm gonna go do P5 again. I guess I gotta go through Waterways to get there. And, you know, it was just one of those things I was never really a fan of. It was just always an obstruction. in my way. I'm not a massive fan of how it looks. I mean, obviously everything in this game looks good, but it's certainly got an ambiance. But I'm just not a huge fan. And, you know, that's okay. If you disagree, I don't really know many massive Royal Waterways fans. But it's just kind of one of those areas that I could do without, you know, if it was gone. I wouldn't be spending all this time like, oh man, I really miss Waterways. You know, that was a great area. That was really impactful to the game. I know it's how you get to Basin, which is relatively important. But other than that, that's about it. C tier. C tier. Worse than Fungal, but not necessarily D. Now when it comes to Crystal Peaks, like this, I really like this area.
This is the thing I'm talking about right here. I've told you guys this before. Absolute perfection.
I love everything about it. You can see just the background and the way it all blends together with the different layers. And I love just the kind of ambiance of it. There's all the miners and you can hear them, and it's got good music, and it's really kind of like I don't want to say a magical experience, but it was really quite, I mean, when my first playthrough when I was in here, I was just kind of filled with wonder. You know, I wanted to keep exploring because it's such just a magical area. And also on my first playthrough, I got stuck in here without lantern, and that made it really annoying because I got super lost and spent probably 3 hours just running around, and then also trying to do the dark room blind just by like jumping and stuff. So that was an annoyance. But now, like, especially if you watch in the speedruns, this is a really good area in the speedrun to watch, because the way, you know, the route, you kind of go all the way up, and then all the way over, and then all the way down. And it's really fun to watch because it's just like a race. You know, the route is super linear, just up, over, and down. And it's just entertaining. And I like it a lot. And as much as I want, I'm trying to drag out my words so I can just keep running around here. But Peaks is definitely, it's up there. This might be controversial. As our first S tier. Crystal Peak. I don't know why I keep saying peak. Peaks. It's one, just peak. That's an S tier area. Fog Canyon, of course, is the area that, you know, just, it's kind of like this long, well, in my eyes, it's always linear, but I guess kind of wide as well. But it's always, I've always felt like it was kind of filler, you know? I mean, obviously Archives is here, which is a big deal. Very important, but I always felt like it was just kind of filler content between the areas. It was just meant to fill in this space, because it's a lot smaller than the other ones, and there's just not much really going on here, I guess you could say. It's literally just, enemies aren't very unique. It's all just these jellyfish, and I don't know. I mean, it looks fine, but nothing really stands out. It doesn't have great enemies, doesn't have great music. There's no real thing that I see. I'm like, that's what makes Fog Canyon what it is. All I can really think of is the fact that it's so linear. And here, this is what stands out about me to Fog Canyon. That right there, two masks. If you ask me one thing that like I mainly remember about Fog Canyon, I'm gonna say 2 masks of damage, because my first playthrough was just full. Oh yeah, and here's another one. Hold up, let me get this guy out of the way. He hits me anyway. These things. Those little orange... Let me heal up so I don't just die. These orange things, I would always just... Oh, yep, just walk right into them. And they were awful. And it took me so long to figure out that I didn't know that that's what was damaging me, because I was pretty brain dead. And it was so... I don't know. I hated it. And then, yeah, this room, I remember, because you gotta get, there's a charm notch in here. And this room drove me crazy. Because I died so much, and I took so much damage. You know, now, I'm a, ooh, I was about to say I'm a pro gamer. Oh, I really shouldn't die here. I've got 25k. But, yeah, this area sucks. This room, that is, not the area. The area is fine. But, and if you don't have soul, like me literally right now, this this area will mess you up. You will die repeatedly. So I'm gonna get out of here. And for that reason, I'm gonna put Fog Canyon. It's a solid, I'm gonna say middle of C. Middle of C, because it's not better. And I'm gonna move Fungal up to a B, actually. Yeah, Fungal's a B. This is Canyon's top of C. And now we're gonna move on to Queen's Gardens. Yeah, this is another one of those really pretty areas. It's a lot like, actually, one thing that's interesting. My first entire playthrough, I kid you not, my first whole playthrough, I never went here once. I didn't even know it existed. Like the Hive, you'll see later. I didn't even know it was an area on the map. And then when I came back in for my second playthrough and then my 112% and stuff, I actually like learned about the game. I was bewildered because I came here and I was like, oh my god, this is like a whole part of the game I never even experienced. And that's because it's kind of out of the way. Like you really only, I'm pretty sure, I mean I know there's multiple entrances, but the way I only can think of getting here is through Fog Canyon. And you know, you don't really go to Fog Canyon much anyway. It's like here, yeah, how do I get here? Yeah, okay, there's a place from Green Path and then Fog Canyon. Oh, and then I guess Fungal as well, but whatever. So, but yeah, I never came here, and it was so interesting when I finally did. And while it is a cool looking area, it's another one of those ones that's just, I feel like there's not a ton going on here. I know I keep saying that, but, well, there is actually, yeah, there's White Lady, and then, yeah, there's stuff here. Not too much that you just really remember. But it looks nice. Music is good. Queen's Garden music is really good. And then I always remember this room I hated because of Flower Quest. You gotta come in here. And then this jump was always the worst. Where you gotta, I don't know, it always messed me up for some reason. But yeah, and here you are, and you give him the flower. But yeah, that's really it for Queen's Gardens. Let's go ahead and take damage right there. I would give this, I'm gonna put Queen's Gardens at, I'm gonna say bottom of A tier, because it's not better than City of Tears. Well, Tears is better than Crossroads. But it's better than like Dirtmouth and Fungal. Yeah. And then now we got a Deep Nest. Boy oh boy. I'm tempted to put Deep Nest just in like F tier. Now we're gonna make an F tier just for Deep Nest, just because this area was, it was terrifying the first time I came down here. I was so scared, and I was like on one mask, I swear, the entire time I was down here. And you know, it's, at the time I really hated it, but now I realize like that's a good thing. And you know, the ambiance is really good, and it's meant to be a spooky area. Obviously not like super scary, but compared to other things in the game, like I really wanted to get out of here. I did not like this at all, and I think it's good. That's what it tries to do, and it does its job well. And yeah, I mean, there's the thing with the weavers that spawn. Those aren't the weavers, the spiders everywhere, and the music's spooky because it's kind of like the fiddly. How'd you even describe that? You know, it's like it's not like I've not get to that. But yeah, it's a good area. Obviously, I just want to say right here that obviously my reviews and stuff are not very in-depth. Just kind of saying some very shallow things of what I think about it and such. But no, I like Deep Nest. I don't want to go here, granted. You know, I'm never like, I want to go run around Deep Nest just for fun. But I like the design. I think Team Cherry did a good job. Based on the design alone, I would put it in A, but just because of my personal feelings about it, I'm gonna put it down here, B tier. And now we have Ancient Basin. This is where you fight, you know, Broken Vessel and then Lost Kin. And it's also how you get down into the Abyss. So there's a decent amount of stuff going on here. Very important for the lore with the Abyss climb and such. So, you know, I gotta give it that credit. And, while there isn't a ton, you know, you only ever come here for the Abyss, and then for Broken Vessel over here. Other than that, there's not much, but it's a good area. I don't really know. I mean, not very exciting. When I was down here, it didn't make me like feel anything. I was just kind of No, this is Abyss. It is what it is. Not Abyss, but Basin. And yeah, not really much to say or comment. Abyss is cool, just because Abyss climb is a really fun part of the game. Yeah, Basin is a solid top of B tier. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Fungal's better. And our last two were coming up. Kingdom's Edge. This bench right here of Kingdom's Edge I really like because it's so mysterious. Never really explains what this is or why it's here. It just kind of is. And I like that. But yeah, this is where you fight Hornet 2. So the thing with Kingdom's Edge is it's just such a conglomerate, you know, of things that I feel like it's here because they couldn't fit them other places. And so they all just kind of grouped it all together into Kingdom's Edge. And you would think that would be a bad thing, but I actually really like Kingdom's Edge. I think it's a fun area. And obviously not aspids, primal aspids. I think they're objectively the most annoying, worst enemy in the game. But it's good. I like what they got going on here with the kind of falling apart theme. And there's the best, my favorite nail art is here. And it's good. Obviously Coliseum's really fun, and then that's here, and then the hoppers are great. So yeah, Kingdom's Edge. Gonna give that A tier. A tier. Yeah. Better than Crossroads, not better. Yeah, it's better than Tears. Oh, good lord, the Hive. I have a thing or two to say about the Hive, albeit actually not that much. I don't like it. Especially before the update where they added Hive Night. Because Hive Night wasn't even in the, when this is here, there was nothing here. Other than just, there was that mask shard and a couple grubs. But other than that, there was just nothing to do here. There was no end goal. And even, obviously they added Hive Night, which was a big improvement. But like even still, he's the only reason you come here is for Hive Blood. And yeah, the area looks, it doesn't look bad, but I feel like they wanted to do more with it and then just never got around to it, One of those deals was going to be something a lot more, but then because of, time or something, it just never happened. And yeah, it's definitely not my favorite. I just feel like it's kind of bland and there's nothing here. You got like a couple things here, and then you never come back. D tier. I mean, it's worse than there's more reason to go to Howling Cliffs than there is Crystal Hive. Yeah. Alright, yeah, obviously, our tier list here. I just want to say that I love all the areas. I think every area in the game is good. By saying, Resting Grounds is down here and stuff, I'm not saying I hate it, but compared to the other areas if you put it all out, this is definitely how I feel about it. Because some of these areas I like a lot more than others, but they're all really good. So if you have any differences, or you have some dispute or something to say, or if you agree, please leave them down in the comments below. This has been Peagle, and I'm out of here. See ya.